You're about to spend $600 on a graphics card, and the easiest way to waste it isn't buying a slow one, it's buying the right card for the wrong monitor. Under $600, 1440p and 4K aren't the same purchase, and the market's such a mess right now that any price I quote would be wrong by next week, so I won't. Instead, 4 cards actually worth buying, exactly who each one is for, and the pricing trap quietly draining people's wallets. Let's start with the one most people should look at first. For most people, under $600, the Radeon RX 9070 is the first card I'd put on the list. You get 16 gigs of VRAM, a 256-bit memory bus, and the part that actually matters, enough GPU horsepower to use it. A slower 16GB card chokes when the chip runs out of steam. The 9070 has the memory and muscle for high refresh 1440p, plus real 4K when you lean on upscaling. TechSpot's testing found the RX 9070 offered better rasterized cost per frame than the RTX 5070, while the 5070 pulled ahead in heavier ray tracing workloads. And that's basically the buying decision. AMD gives you the stronger raw gaming value, Nvidia gives you the stronger feature stack. So if you live in CUDA, creator apps, or heavy ray tracing, this isn't your safe universal pick. The one partner card I'd reach for is the Sapphire Pulse RX 9070, usually the cheapest solid version, with the XFX Swift as the backup. And if the only 9070 in stock is creeping up towards RTX 5070 money, don't force it. Compare the two or wait for a dip. If that's more than you want to spend, the next one's where the value lives. If $600 is more than you want to spend, the RX 9060 XT 16GB is the cheapest current-gen card I'd still call a smart 1440p buy, as long as it's priced like a value card. This is for the person who wants to spend less, dodge the 8GB VRAM trap, and still get a clean 1440p experience without jumping to 9070 or 5070 money. The 16 gigs is the point. Newer games already punish 8GB cards at high textures, and I'll take a slightly slower card with enough memory over a faster one that stutters when textures load. Just don't oversell it. Smaller GPU, 128-bit memory bus, this is a sharp 1440p card, not a secret 4K monster. The price rule is simple. It's a great buy while it stays well under the RX 9070, and it stops making sense the moment it creeps up towards 9070 money. Buy it for 1440p when you care about value and memory more than ray tracing. The partner cards I'd like the most are the XFX Swift RX 9060 XT 16GB, or the Sapphire Pulse 16GB if it's cheaper that day. And before we move to my next pick, if this is saving you from overpaying, drop a like and share it with anyone you know who's GPU shopping. That's the only time I'll ask. Now, if 4K is the actual goal, I'd switch teams. The RTX 5070 wins one category cleanly, 4K with upscaling, not native 4K value. The 9070 is the better raw performance buy. The reason to pay for the 5070 is Nvidia's software, DLSS, their AI upscaling, frame generation, stronger ray tracing, CUDA, and better creator support. If you're plugging into a 4K display and want new games looking great with upscaling on, this is the card I'd trust most in this range. But don't hear 5070 and think magic. The weak link is 12 gigs of VRAM. Fine for plenty of games today, but it's exactly why this isn't a max textures set it and forget it 4K card. And watch the price. The cheap Founders Edition is hard to actually catch, so for most people, the Asus Prime or the PNY Triple Fan are the cards to buy. Just don't overpay. Once a 5070 creeps up near the next tier, the value's gone. Skip it if you don't care about DLSS, ray tracing, CUDA, or streaming, because AMD gives you more raw gaming for the money. Now, the card that sounds like it belongs near the top and needs a warning label. The RX 9070 GRE isn't a bad card, it's just priced too close to better ones. On paper, it slots between the RX 9060 XT and the RX 9070, more GPU than the 9060 XT, but cut down from the full 9070 to 12 gigs of VRAM and a narrower memory bus. So the trap is buying it just because it says 9070. It's not the same card. It launched at basically the same price as the full RX 9070, and for that kind of money, I'd take the real 9070 every time. A stronger chip and more VRAM is the better long-term call. The GRE only gets interesting if it drops clearly below the 9070, and the Sapphire Pulse RX 9070 GRE is the well-reviewed one to grab when it does. So treat it like a sale card, not the default. Before you buy, the traps that wreck this price range. 1. Don't buy an 8GB card for a new 1440p build when a 16GB option is close in price. For 1080p esports, fine. For a 2026 gaming PC, no. 2. The big one. Don't pay near RTX 5070 money for an RTX 5060 Ti 16GB. It's a fine card. Memory, Nvidia features, low power, but it's only worth it when it's clearly cheaper than a 5070, and only if you want Nvidia. 3. Don't pay extra for a fancy OC cooler over a higher GPU tier. A premium 9060 XT is still a 9060 XT. 4. Don't buy for a monitor you don't own yet. Game at 1440p? Buy the best 1440p card, not a future 4K gamble. And 5. Check card length, slot thickness, power connectors, and your power supply before you order. Because under 600 it doesn't mean easy to fit. So how do you actually choose? When prices are this volatile, 3 rules get you to checkout. At the same price, buy the stronger tier. At close performance, buy more VRAM. And for 4K with upscaling, Nvidia still earns a real look. Check the live prices in the description before you commit, because one sale can flip the whole decision. Get it right, and you buy with 0 second guessing. And if your budget's lower, but you still want 1440p, check my video on the best GPUs under $400 appearing on screen now.